Hello, Canucks fans, and welcome back to another edition of Quad's Instant Reaction. Can you call it that? Like, it's not news that I'm reacting to? Well, maybe it is. Maybe you want to call it news. Anyways, let's get into it. My name is David Quadrelli. I'm the managing editor over at CanucksArmy.com, and I'm here with another edition of what we like to call Quad's Instant Reaction, a news or a note that I'm going to react to right here on the Canucks Army YouTube channel. I'm also going to write about most of these topics over at CanucksArmy.com, and this one is no different, so make sure you go read about it at CanucksArmy.com as well. We've also got all of our game day skate information that you need, line combinations, quotes from the players, quotes from the coach, all of that over on CanucksArmy.com. So be sure to go check that out to get you set for tonight's game against the New York Islanders. Ahead of that game, I want to talk about one thing though, and that's the power play. The Canucks rolling out some new power play units at practice today. Jonathan Lekkerimäki is in the bumper spot, and that's the main thing that I want to focus on. Quickly, before we talk about Lekkerimäki, I wanted to point out that Erik Brannstrom is getting a shot as the power play 2 quarterback. Filip Hronek is going to be playing on the left half wall as a one-timer option, so that's an interesting little wrinkle there because usually you go one defenseman on the power play. The Canucks certainly do as well. They've tried 2 defensemen in the past, hasn't been successful, so we'll see if this is different with Brannstrom there as the power play 2 quarterback, Hronek as the one-timer option. The rest of that unit is rounded out by Kiefer Sherwood in the bumper spot, Jake DeBrusk, and Pius Suter. Pius Suter moving from the bumper spot on power play 1 onto power play 2 as the net front presence. Now, let's talk about this power play 1 unit. It's what I really wanted to talk about today. We've got Connor Garland skating on the left half wall. Excuse me for that. I had to quickly pull it up. We've got Connor Garland skating on the left half wall. He's going to be a one-timer option. He's also going to be the one that's feeding passes to Elias Pettersson, who's at the net front once again. Jonathan Lekkerimäki in the bumper spot. He got a look in that spot in his NHL debut against the Calgary Flames on Tuesday. The Canucks scored a power play goal with Lekkerimäki in that spot, but if you recall, the goal was a pass to Quinn Hughes to JT Miller, who had rotated onto the left half wall so that he's going downhill. That's where they've had the most success with JT Miller, is him going on his forehand on the left side, going north-south. That's how that goal went in, was Miller finding Elias Pettersson in the net front position and Pettersson deflecting the puck past Dan Vladar. So Lekkerimäki got a look in that spot, but he wasn't in on the goal, and that's okay. He's getting another shot there tonight, and I really like this from the head coach. I really like that they're putting him in the top 6. I really like that they're putting him on power play 1. The interesting thing is, when it comes to the Canucks power play units, the big thing is they would like to have a left-handed bumper spot player. Since Bo Horvat left, the Canucks power play hasn't been quite the same. Like, it was really good. It was probably at its best when Bo Horvat was in Vancouver, and fittingly enough, they're facing Bo Horvat tonight, but that's aside from the point. Horvat was able to just get that shot off so quickly on the left side, and you also, because Horvat's left-handed, you were able to have Miller on the left side there, skating downhill. Now, we saw the Canucks score a goal with a right-handed bumper and Miller on the left side on Tuesday night, so again, will we see them change this up? Maybe. Will we see them rotate? The best power plays are always moving, so hopefully the Canucks are doing that as well tonight. But at least in terms of how they lined up at morning skate today, it was with JT Miller on the right side as sort of a one-timer option. But again, the thing that changes that is when you're moving north-south, you're holding the puck toward where the penalty killers are, right? A big advantage is when you're left-handed and you're on the left side, you're kind of able to shield that puck a lot better. And again, if you think about it, Miller's moving down on the right side, those are all going to be backhand saucer passes unless he really opens up his hips. And then at that point, you're not really a shooting threat. Whereas if you're going downhill on the left side as a left-handed player, you're a shooting threat and you're also a passing threat because you're already facing the net when you're on your left side. But again, if you're on the right side, you kind of have to open up those hips and it kind of tells the opposition what it is you're doing. So again, a slight advantage to having Miller on the left side, but the Canucks are lining up with him on the right side. And there are advantages to that as well, right? Like JT Miller is a one-timer option. We saw him blast a few one-timers Tuesday night against Calgary. Could he be looking to do that again? I think absolutely. And again, you've got him feeding Jonathan Lekkerimäki as well. So how does that look tonight? I'm very curious to see how it looks. I like these Canucks power play formations. I'm curious if we'll see Miller go back to the left side at any point. That's where they scored the goal, was when Miller made a rotation and went to the left side, and Garland switched sides with him. What do you think about these Canucks power play units, though? Because again, I know I'm a big hockey nerd here. I like to dive into stuff like this. I know there's going to be people who don't think this is a topic even worth talking about, but I really find it interesting how all these formations play into one another. What advantages there are to Miller on the left, what advantages there are to Miller on the right. But Jonathan Lekkerimäki playing the bumper. Let's dive in on that. And again, I'm curious to get your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe to the video. But this isn't the end of the video. I wanted to talk about Lekkerimäki in the bumper spot specifically. Now, I've been around the game for a few years in terms of a media perspective, and I've had conversations with different players about playing that bumper spot and what it entails. And the big thing you hear is experience. You need a lot of experience to play that spot. So again, it's getting the shot off in a hurry is really important, but you need experience of being able to find that soft ice, because theoretically you're one of the most guarded players when you're in that bumper spot. So again, what you see Brock Besser do so well, and what Bo Horvat did so well, was you're going towards the net and then you're popping out and getting a pass basically immediately after you pop out. But if you're a second late, you've got a defender on you. If you're a second too early, the passing option isn't there yet. So it's really those bumper goals are tic-tac-toe, and they're rushed and they're quick for a reason. That's because there's just not a lot of time there. So again, when you talk to players, the reason Nils Höglander didn't necessarily get the longest run there last year, when it was really open for business and it was an open spot that the Canucks needed to fill. The reason you didn't see Höglander in that spot, when we asked Rick Tocchet about it, was it takes a lot of experience to play there, and it's not just something that you can just throw someone into and they're going to find success there. They tried it with Pius Suter as the left shot option in the bumper. They didn't love that look, I don't think. So they go to Lekkerimäki tonight, and that's the thing. I just talked a lot about experience and how important experience is. We asked Rick Tocchet about it today, our reporter, Jeff Patterson, Canucks Army's reporter, at Morning Skates Day. We asked Rick Tocchet about this, so I wanted to play his answer and just give my reaction to that answer about Lekkerimäki being in the bumper spot tonight.
Well, I think when you have a guy that talented, like Besser, the PK, I mean, you got to, others probably don't know much about him, but he's a guy that you give him just a second with a puck, it can be in the net. And when you have those bumpered, like Bo Horvat, like he's another one of those guys, especially when he was here, they're tough to defend because they just need a second, and it's off their stick in the net. So, he's trending that way with his talent.
And I think it's sound logic from Rick Tocchet, really, that answer. Lekkerimäki has the natural abilities. He's got that lethal shot. We've heard about it for years. He's got the quick release. Can he find success in that spot? I would think so. And if you need experience to play that spot, what better day to get that experience than your second game in the NHL? Start getting him that experience now. Long term, it would be great if the Canucks could develop another real lethal bumper spot option, and Lekkerimäki certainly has the talent to do that. As Tocchet said, he's trending that way with his talent. So with all that in mind, I like these new power play units for the Canucks. I think they're interesting. I think there's a lot of different things to pay attention to, but most of all, I'm excited to see Jonathan Lekkerimäki kind of grow into that bumper spot and see how he's able to do there in his second NHL game when the Canucks take on the Islanders tonight. Thanks for watching this video, folks. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the new power play units, and we'll talk to you soon. Make sure you read over at CanucksArmy.com for all the latest on your Vancouver Canucks.